Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the afternoon session, the most important session. The first session is the Export Conclave. The topic is export opportunities for the pharma MSME. None other than Sri S. Murali Krishna, Director of Pharmexcel, is here as a speaker. To chair the session, may I call upon Sri S. V. Veeramani, Vice Chairman, Pharmexcel, to the dais.
So, good afternoon, everybody. And after a good sumptuous lunch, so the session is just starting. Of course, it's going to be a very, very vital session for a simple reason. Because first, I would like to say that I'm very happy to share this session where Murali Krishna is going to talk about export opportunities for pharma SMEs. And Pharmexcel is doing a great service for the development of pharmaceutical exports over so many years now. And the SME sector of pharmaceuticals is growing very fast. And many of them have developed their capabilities to export to several countries of the world. India is currently actually exporting to more than 200 countries in the world. It is envisaged, and even our Jayasilan used to say in certain forums that there are very few commodities going from India which goes to more than 200 countries. And it's envisaged that the value of exports are the ratios are going to change. See, for example, $48 billion is the pharma market last year, out of which around 25 billion is exports and 23 billion is the domestic market. So now it is in the ratio of 52% export and 48% domestic market. Now, as things move, because Indian markets are getting, the growth rate of export is much higher now. Number of countries also receiving Indian pharmaceuticals, registration is going on all over the world. So much so, I feel that it's going to happen that within 10 years' time, it will be in the ratio of 60:40. 60% of the pharmaceuticals made in India will be exported against 40% domestic market. And maybe as time progresses, there will be a situation, another 10 years, it will be 70:30. That means 70% of the what we manufacture are going to be for the export market. Only 30%, because 30% is sufficient for the domestic market. Why I am saying this is the future, all those who believe in a future in the pharmaceutical industry should definitely invest in exports. They must get into exports. If they are not in the exports, they are losing a future. So that's why this session is, although number of people are less here, it's very important. This is a futuristic session for exports. And so, of course, for the SME, I think more about it, you will say that SME, if you have a WHO, GMP WHO certification, you can export to several countries of the world, in the Africa, in Latin America, Asia, and all those countries. Of course, more about it, I think our Murali Krishna is going to talk about. So I will not intrude into his talk. And I would like to introduce Mr. Murali Krishna. Murali Krishna is working as a director with Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council of India. Joined Pharmexcel in the year 2005 and more than 15 years of association with Pharmexcel. Prior to that, he has been working in the United States Pharmacopoeia and FAPCCI in very senior positions. He looks after Asian and African region. Also in charge of AYUSH desk in the Pharmexcel. There are many Ayurvedic manufacturers. He is in charge of AYUSH Ayurvedic products division and all. So even recently has just arrived after a visit of Indonesia, Philippines and Vietnam. Maybe just 2 days back he has arrived. Within short notice, as our Uday Bhaskarji is not able to make it due to some urgent commitments, Murali Krishna has taken up and he has already flown to Chennai to be with us. So we are all eagerly looking forward to his address. Over to Murali.
எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Committee of Administration of Pharmaxil, I would like to thank you for giving this opportunity to present on what Pharmaxil do in terms of export promotion and in terms of export incentives that are available for the industry, especially for the small and medium scale sector. Well, I would like to also take you through Pharmaxil, which is a body formed by Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India in the year 2004 with the objective of trade promotion of pharmaceuticals and allied products across the globe. Allied products include nutraceuticals, Ayush, biotechnology, vaccines, contract manufacturing services, clinical research services, everything. So, we have with these product portfolios, we have continued to provide good services to the member companies, and whatever the service that we provide are being made online. You call it certificate of origin, you call it RCMC registration cum membership certificate, everything is being made online so that no one actually need to come to our office to avail our services. Well, talking about pharma exports and its evolution, I would like to say from India, from the import dependent status to the export surplus nation, and now we are called as pharmacy of the world. It just did not happen like that. So we could see many of those stalwarts present here who has contributed that to this success, and now we are calling it as pharmacy of the world. And more so, I would like to say, COVID has given us an opportunity to serve the entire world or the mankind in terms of supplying remdesivir, hydroxychloroquine, and other vaccines to 150 countries and more. As part of Vaccine Maitri also, India has supplied to about 90 countries. So this is what has made India proud, and overseas markets are looking at India as their destination market, their sourcing market, in fact. So I would like to rather say that it is no more a pharmacy of the world, we could also call it as humanitarian pharmacy of the world. So I understand there are a few startup exporters also here. So for them, I would also like to say the core activities of Pharmaxil so that they can take advantage of it. Well, in order to start exports, you need an IEC import-export code that is very much provided by the DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade. And you need to have drug license if you are into manufacturing. And you also need to select whether you want it to be into API or excipients or finished dosage formulations or herbals or Ayush or nutraceuticals. So how do you identify it? Yes, we are here for that purpose, and we would help you identify the products and identify the markets. Let's say you have a product, you come to us and ask, which is the market for us? Yes, we would be able to help you out with the data available with us, and also take you to those countries whenever there is a trade delegation or trade forum happening. So this is the kind of hand-holding and assistance we provide to the companies across India. Pharmaxil also made a benchmark across the globe to have great network, whether you call it Ministry of Health, you call it Food and Drug Authority, or you call it the pharma associations and the missions. We have developed such a strong network that if you go with Pharmaxil brand, you will be highly regarded. So we would be able to help you out through the markets. Well, once you identify the market, then the question comes, unless until there is a registration with, unless until you register the product with other country, you can't export. So then you should not stuck there. So there also what we do, we have compiled drug regulatory procedures and registration procedures for about top 30-40 countries, which is openly available on our website. So members can, or non-members also can go through it and understand what are those registration procedures required in the importing country, be it APIs or be it finished dosage formulations or herbals and nutraceuticals. So, well, once you identify this, then you also need to know which markets. So, if as a startup, you just generally have to look at Africa or CAS because you are not well equipped with the standards like US FDA or EU GMP. So, you will be having a simple GMP. So, then let's look at the smaller markets. Then let's look at smaller markets. Once you graduate from GMP to WHO GMP, then you can look at markets like European Union. The world is yours. So that's how you can choose the market. And with respect to guidance for PharmExcel, like I said, all the information are available on our website with respect to registration procedures or with respect to statistics and your product portfolios. All we can guide from point to point on whatever you are looking at from PharmExcel side. How we do it, how we do the export promotion is we take you to the trade delegations and trade fairs. We make you experience the kind of interactions, and then we also provide you the network with other countries, with Ministry of Health officials, with Food and Drug authorities, and with the local associations, and more so with the missions which you need on a daily, day-to-day basis to do the trade. Well, now I would like to take you through the Market Access Initiative, which is the flagship scheme of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, which can help you register your products and export your products overseas. Next slide. We talked about India as pharmacy of the world. Let's look at some strengths. Why we were called as India's pharmacy of the world. Yes, we could produce we are the largest exporter by formulation, by value, by volume, and 10th by volume. And one proud factor is, out of 25 top global generics, 8 are from India. Can you name them? I just wanted you to be active, more active, so that we can interact more. Any companies which are those 8? Naturally, those ones big. You can name it. Oh yeah, Reddy's, Glenmark, Lupin, Sun, Aurobindo. So you are with me, right? So what else? What else makes us proud? Yes, we provide generic medicines to 100 plus destinations, 180 plus destinations. I would say there is no colony, like I would like to reiterate our Vice Chairman's word, that there is no colony or country where Indian medicine is not available. This is the hardcore fact. And more so, 90% of WHO pre-qualified APIs are sourced from India. Again, vaccines, 70% of WHO vaccines requirement. Imagine how, the kind of vaccination happening across the world, and 3 out of 10 or 5 out of 10 are from India. And how we could export to the largest or the stringent regulatory authorities? Yes, this is because of the accreditations we have. These are our strengths. And anything less than 700 or 600 with respect to EU GMP and US FDA standards we have. And these are the largest outside US. So this is our major strength on how we could export to stringent regulatory authorities, and our exports to stringent regulatory authorities are to the tune of 55%. Well, we could see the companies now. Lupin, Zydus, Intas. We missed on Intas. Yeah. Next, please. Next. So these are the companies which I am referring to. Next. Well, we talked about this. Next. See, one good factor here is 33% of pills consumed in US is produced by Indian generic manufacturer. What does it mean? To that extent, we are saving their healthcare expenditure. And similarly, 25% of medicines used in UK are from India. Next. Well, this is to just give you a glimpse of where we were last year and where we were this year. 24 billion to we touched about 24.61 billion. Yes, this is marginal because we could, I know, because we made additional supplies during 1920. And majority of our exports are from drug formulations and biologicals, followed by drug intermediates, vaccines, surgicals, herbal products. So we'll talk about herbal and ice products in the coming slides. Next. Well, this is the composition of where we export as well. Now, what are the therapeutic areas where we were exporting? Next. Next. Well, what Pharmaxil is, like we facilitate the promotional events, we facilitate your trade, we take you through trade delegations, we provide you good networking across the globe. And one such example is, I was there, in Indonesia, Philippines and Vietnam. We had about 48 companies traveled with us all through these three countries. And the beauty of it is, every country, we had the health ministry officials involved in this, we had the FDA officials involved in this, and we have involved the pharmaceutical associations also along with us. And the beauty of this is, we had B2B meetings in every country, wherein the importers, traders and distributors are invited to have one-on-one business meetings. So imagine if you would be going alone, you would be meeting some, let's say 5-10, but the kind of opportunity that you travel with us gives you access to 100 to 80 companies in one go. So this is the scope and this is the opportunity what Pharmaxil provides. Well, it's not just about trade, we also do give the financial assistance that we'll be talking on in the coming slides. So as an advisor also to the Government of India, we provide suggestions, we interact with the IDMA, BDMA and all these people. We call out them and then we provide a good suggestions to whenever government is framing any policies. And like I said, advocacy or education is required in terms of registration procedures, because everybody cannot have access to all the regulatory procedures across the world. So that's where Pharmaxil comes into picture and say, look, we have 30 country reports that is available online, free of cost, wherein we worked for about 6 to 8 months to compile those things, but we are giving those access to everyone to see where their markets are, what are those registration procedures, what are those requirements for you to comply in order to export your products. We would also provide the assistance in identifying the importers and trade distributors in overseas countries. Next. Yes, this is the most important thing in the entire presentation. So, well, we have identified the product, we have identified the market. Now, next, what next? So, next comes, in order to register your product, it takes a lot of amount, a lot of investment. So, that's when Pharmaxil also says, look, we are with you and we are providing the financial assistance to the extent of 50% on various heads. So the first one being the product registration reimbursement. Let's say you are registering your product in UK. So it costs about $10,000. So we would say invest in $10,000 and take $5,000 from us. I would say this is a grant. No questions asked. This is a grant. And we will not ask you to pay any interest, no interest subvention, nothing. This is not a loan. This is a pure grant. This is a grant given by Ministry of Commerce and Industry to the exporters for promoting pharmaceutical exports from India to overseas. Next. 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 Yeah. So apart from the product registration, what else we offer? Yes, I said we take you through the trade delegations and business events. So that's whenever you participate with us in any event, let's say I take the example of ASEAN delegation. So about 48 companies traveled with us for 10 days to 3 destinations. So we have provided them the network, we have provided them the access to B2B meetings, they had good business meetings, they had good network. In addition to all these things, we provide you the reimbursement of your airfare also, to the extent of 75,000. So what all you have to do, you have to travel with us. That's the only thing which we ask you. Travel with us and take the advantage from Pharmaxil. Remember, this is again a grant, no questions asked. You just comply to whatever the guidelines we have, the government has framed in order to avail this assistance, we are with you. So that's how the trade delegations are taken, and then we are also reimbursing these airfares. Similarly, whenever you participate in any of the trade event, let's say CPHA Worldwide or Arab Health or major events. So there also we pass dual benefit. One is we pass on a benefit of the stand cost at a subsidized price then when compared to the organizer, and the second benefit is we also reimburse the airfare when you come back. So this is how as far as the trade delegations and business events are concerned. And claim forms to be submitted within 45 days, that is a guideline. And you also need to keep your boarding passes and other things, that those guidelines are there. And the good aspect of all these things is, you don't have to send us any email. You just have to log in into Pharmaxil website, see that that your forms are submitted online, and you don't have to come to our office also. So that's the best part of it. And yes, in order to avail some of these benefits, you need to complete 1 year of membership with Pharmaxil. But for the product registration reimbursement, it is not a mandate, because startup exporters need to have that encouragement, otherwise they cannot register the products. So this is only applicable for the trade delegations and business visits. And yes, there are few caps, like you can't participate in more than 3 events in a year. So then you need to really identify which are yours, which one you wanted to participate through us. Prioritize it. Next. So these are statutory compliances. What used to happen earlier is we used to reimburse only to the extent of 50 lakhs per year per company. Now we could see the product registration reimbursement and other costs have gone up like anything with other countries. So we have requested the government, look, this is not sufficient. So we wanted 2 crores. The government has taken 3-4 months, and then they said, yes, we are giving you 2 crores. So that's the kind of proactiveness the Commerce Ministry has given us, and it's up to you how you take advantage of these things, how proactive you are to take advantage of these benefits. Like I would say, again, take this when these are available. Tomorrow government may say, no, we don't have money. So when it is available, just grab it. That's the best part of it. So what do we have? In terms of product registration, these are products for APIs as well as FDF we provide, the reimbursement. Similarly, patent filing charges also we provide. And we have also requested for including the bioequivalence studies, the cost involved for bioequivalence studies. That also Ministry of Commerce has kindly accepted, and now they are reimbursing the cost of the studies, whatever the studies that you conduct in your name, in your company name, is being reimbursed to the extent of 50%. Next. These are more like, the ceiling amount for each exporter has increased from 50 lakhs to 2 crore. This is what I have been mentioning. And earlier it was 50 lakhs, now it is 2 crores. Next. Well, what are the other things that we do? Like we handhold and we assist you. in terms of financial assistance. We have plant inspection charges. So once the product registration is done, then the FDA wants to come and see your factory. So that is an expenditure. Then this is also being supported by Pharmaxil to the extent of 50%. Again, we were also always focusing on the allopathic products, but we were thinking, why not for herbal and Ayush products? Then we requested the Ministry of Commerce, look, we wanted these quality certifications like halal, kosher, NSF GMP, USP/NF, non-GMO, which are demanded by USA. So they said, yes, go ahead. So whoever gets this certificate, 50% of the expenditure incurred towards getting this certification, we are reimbursing you. No questions asked. But yes, you have to follow some guidelines. So again, government has mooted something called barcoding since years, and they could succeed to some extent. In order to encourage more companies to go for this barcoding, there's a special grant of 25 lakhs for the companies, small and medium scale companies, in order to equip them with the barcoding. So this is another benefit what we are providing. When we say product registration charges, people may think it's only allopathic. But yes, there are certain products which are registered with Health Canada, wherein they give natural product number, and similarly with other countries. Even in Malaysia also there are certain products which will be registered. So whenever you register these Ayush products or the herbal and traditional medicine products, we do reimburse those expenditure as well to the extent of 50%. Another thing is, now there is a exclusive promotion council which has been formed out of Pharmaxil, which we call as Ayush Excel, Ayush Export Promotion Council. So going forward, they would be looking after these products and then the product registrations. But till the time, yes, we are looking after and we are providing those registration reimbursements. No changes with respect to statutory compliances. Yes, next. Just a quick glimpse of what I spoke about, those incentives or the components that we have included. Next. This is the most important aspect. Don't forget to claim within 45 days. Otherwise, you will be losing whatever the amount that you can get it as a grant. Next. Well, these are more into guidelines. I don't want to dwell into it. Next. These guidelines are available on the website of Pharmaxil. Next. Just more information on the product registration. What are those? Because you also renew some of the products, so you will be getting the reimbursement on those renewals as well. Re-registrations, new registrations, re-registration, renewals, and some revisions happens in the product name or the dosage form or whatever it is, the label. So some of those are also being considered, even retention, DMF, WHO pre-qualification formulations and APIs. Next. List of documents required. Yeah, these are the list of documents. We can just go through it. Next. Yeah, these are. Yeah, sure. Then next. See, this is very important. Payment invoice issued by the Drug Regulatory Authority, /patent issuing authority. So they have to raise an invoice about whatever the payment you make. Again, debit note raised by agent if registered through agent. This is very important because people may think that only direct registration is available for reimbursement. But yes, products registered through agent also, provided if you have your company name in the certificate, we reimburse them. Payment of fee receipt paid to the Drug Regulatory Authority, bank transfer remittance, outward remittance copy showing the RBI rate of exchange. So these are the few documents which we ask you in order to provide those reimbursements. Next. Well, this is another important aspect, patent filing. So what are those required for patent filing? Whether it is new or renewals, we provide them the reimbursement. Next, BE study charges. So, like I said, VA BE studies is also being reimbursed from Pharmexil, and the eligibility criteria also you can see, and this is I think one of the important component. Any company goes through huge expenditure in this particular aspect. Next. So what are those things required for BA/BE studies? Next. So plant inspection, I mentioned, this is again, some part of it is being reimbursed. Next. Next. Quality certifications, yes, I have already discussed, and those are the quality certifications like Halal, Kosher, NSF GMP, EU Organic, USA Organic are being reimbursed. And well, I would like to say that these certifications gives the buyer a confidence and stand out that your product, if your product is on the shelf, and if they see Halal certified or if they see NSF USP certified, your product definitely stands out. So it doesn't require much effort to do that. Only thing is you just need to identify the agent within India and get your unit certified as Halal or Kosher or non-GMO is per product. Halal or Kosher or NSF GMP or EU Organic or US Organic. That's it. You provide us that certificate, and we are there to help you out with that reimbursement expenditure to the extent of 50%. Similarly, I was talking about the 25 lakhs grant for the exporters, the small scale exporters of less than 30 crores. Yes, the government is encouraging all the exporters of small and medium scale to have this barcoding in place so that the products can be freely exported. Nevertheless, if not now, going forward, you would be seeing this regulation in place to have the barcoding for each and every product. So why not we be prepared for those things? So for that also we have the assistance from Pharmexil. Next. Well, this is like the membership fees that we have, and one another important aspect is, as a startup exporter, if you don't have turnover, then Pharmexil have taken a decision that you only have to pay 1,000 rupees per year for us, and you take all the benefits. So this is another encouragement which Pharmexil is providing to all those startup exporters, along with the guidance on registration procedures, guidance on markets, taking you through the trade delegations, business events, all these things. Next. Oh yeah. Having come here, I just thought, why only Pharmexil incentives? Because I knew there are other ministries also which are giving incentives to the MSME exporters. So I thought I can share that information also with you. Those being the IC scheme of International Cooperation Scheme of Ministry of Ayush. MSME also provide, there is one more scheme in Ministry of Ayush also, MSME Ministry of also. These two are IC schemes. What does it provide, or how you can benefit from them is whether if you are a manufacturer of herbal and Ayush products, your ministry is Ayush ministry, or you can come to Pharmexil and you can take the advantage of airfare reimbursement. And in case of MSME ministry, we participated in Korea Pharma very recently, like 11th June until 18th of June, wherein about 20 companies have participated, and 19 were MSME. So the kind of benefit that MSME companies got is huge. When I say huge, it is the entire stand cost as well as airfare. So all you have to, even airfare also. So all you have to spend on is your food and being yourself there, you being present there. So that is the benefit that is being provided by MSME Ministry. Similarly, the percentage might vary with respect to Ministry of Ayush as well as MSME Ministry, but the benefits are same. So you need to choose through which ministry you wanted to participate. And the organizer, if Pharmexcel is the organizer, then we would be providing the details that, okay, look, we are availing this benefits under the scheme, under the MSME Ministry or under MAI scheme. So that will entitle you all these benefits. The point in telling these things is, whether you are with Pharmexcel or IDMA or BDMA, if they have applied these proposals through these ministries, you can certainly avail these benefits from them. So the point in sharing this information is for that only. Similarly, we have Department of Pharmaceuticals, who has been providing assistance under various schemes. One being assistance for pharmaceutical industry for common facilities. This is called APICF. So, if there are about 5, I think the minimum limit is, if 5 units can come together and form as an SPV with 51% equity, 70% of the project cost will be approved by the Department of Pharmaceuticals. And it is to the extent of 20 crore. What are those included? In terms of common facilities, R&D labs, testing labs, effluent treatment plants, logistics centers, training centers. So imagine the kind of assistance being provided by the Department of Pharmaceuticals to help you upgrade the common facilities. Okay. Then coming to Pharmaceutical Technology Upgradation Assistance Scheme. This is called as PTUAS. This is another important scheme wherein the MSMEs are given an opportunity to upgrade from GMP to WHO GMP or Schedule M standards. Again, what is being provided here is 5% interest submission to the upper limit of 4 crores. So this is the best time wherein industry, if they are thinking of doing more exports, and if they are thinking of exploring the international markets, they have to upgrade to WHO GMP. There is no choice. So once you are planning to upgrade to WHO GMP, please make sure that you avail these schemes. PTUAS. This is called Pharmaceutical Technology Upgradation Assistance Scheme. This scheme is under Department of Pharmaceuticals. So this is the second scheme, and there is one more scheme called Pharmaceuticals Promotion and Development Scheme. That I think you can get the information. I haven't gone through it. This information you can go through the Department of Pharmaceuticals and you can avail it. One important information on this upgradation is, once they give you the interest subvention, you have to attain the WHO GMP within 2.5 years, failing which there will be a penalty also. So otherwise what they will do, they will convert your interest subvention into normal loan. So which again attracts you the general interest rate. So these are the few incentives and schemes which I would like to discuss today. And I am open to any questions now.
Hello, good evening, sir. My name is Subramaniam,
Sir.
the international pharmaceutical consultant.
Sir.
And you have been elaborating about Pharmexcel, this all reimbursement. And most of the exporters doesn't know where to apply and when to apply and how to get it. And I request Sir, SV Sir, to have a seminar for all the benefits which exporters are getting from Farmexil, so that most of us are not applying and getting any incentive from whatever incentive schemes you are telling. So effectively use it. You should have a meeting, and also for getting the exports, there is because there is consultation, and all reimbursement comes only after exports. So we have to focus more on how to export rather than how to get incentives. So seminars has to be done in all cities in India, especially in Chennai, where we are having a lot of manufacturers. Thank you.
Sir, we were here, in fact, last December, wherein Veeramani ji was also there. We did one program on reintegrating exports of pharmaceuticals. Sir, what I can do is like, we have a help desk within MEI department which looks after all these incentives. I would say, if you can drop in an email on whatever queries you have or whatever suggestions you have, we would be more than happy to answer you on case-to-case basis. So the email ID is research@pharmexil.com, sir. Research@pharmexil.com. Yeah, research@pharmexil.com. There's one Dr. Gayatri who is the in charge of this particular section. So we'd be more than happy if you can drop in an email and list out your query. Dr. Gayatri will answer, sir. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Kishan. I'm talking on behalf of WellCure Remedies. I have a question. Mainly during the times of COVID, you see there are many countries who are suddenly announcing the lockdown, and all these situations are happening around the world. So let's say as a manufacturer, we received an order from an X country. So once we receive the order, we will be receiving the X amount as a advance to go ahead for the manufacturing process. So once the manufacturing is done and everything is done, okay. So ultimately, the importing country have announced a lockdown. So now there are no trades or nothing are going to be happen. So now our distributor or whoever the importer it is, so maybe they might claim back their money. But now ultimately the company is the loser. So at these kind of cases, so what is the support Pharmaxil or any other ministries or anybody are giving to the manufacturers?
Well, I would like to answer this way, sir. When you are signing the contract, so you know the COVID conditions are there, you know anytime lockdown will be implemented. So you have to have a force majeure clause.
Yes.
Or you have to have those things well drafted, within the contract. If this happens, then you need to reimburse this. The best way of handling it is take advance.
Okay.
Take
No.
advance and do it.
No, advance will be processed.
Pharmexil, sir, see, Pharmexil doesn't have anything, with respect to the independent transactions of the company.
Okay.
You have entered a agreement with this X company.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what are those classes. We don't know what for you have entered a contract.
Okay.
So that's between you and your company. At the max, what we can do, in case if there isn't a payment stuck, we can represent through the mission based in the X country and say, look, this particular manufacturer is a member company of Pharmexil, and we wanted to help him, and you please assist us in getting these payments. So that's the best thing we can do.
But in case if our country, let's say 2 years back, we got a lockdown, right? So even in that case, so what will happen? Because here it's not in the hand. Yes, force majeure points will be definitely mentioned in all the contract agreements, but still, when it comes to financial things, definitely there will be a pressure involved. But whenever, this is the personal experience. That is the main reason I take this to your notice. Because even during that time, what happened was, we didn't get any support from Pharmexil or none.
Did you write to us?
Yes.
When was that?
Yes.
When
It
was
was in 2020.
So, which is the country? you
Turkey.
are- Huh?
Turkey.
Turkey.
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, see, the transaction between you and the ex company, what we can do to the best of our efforts is we can represent to the embassy based in that country to see that your payments are released. This is the best thing we can do. If you think your query is not resolved, you can please send one more email and we are ready to facilitate you.
Right.
That is another important dimension what sir is mentioning, that any such contracts that you enter has to have the ECGC cover. How did you export without ECGC cover?
Okay. ECG, I'm not aware.
Export Credit Guarantee Corporation
Okay.
is an organization
Okay.
which takes your risk on your behalf at a certain premium, and you can factor with ECGC also. Let's say you have entered a contract of 1 crore. If you think I will not be able to get the entire amount, or I won't be able to get the amount, you are not confident about receiving those for a forex. So what you can do, you can factor it with ECGC and take 80% of amount.
Okay.
So you are at no loss, no profit.
Right.
Maybe 80% does include your profit as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's one best way.
Okay.
But anyways, you please send us an email, and
Right.
then we will, if the monies are still stuck,
Right.
we can we can still help you out.
Right. Okay.
But no promises, sir.
no, I do understand. Yes.
No promises, sir.
Yes. Yes. Right.
No promises, sir.
Right. Okay.
The best way is we represent, we request,
Okay.
and we have resolved many such cases too.
Right. Okay.
This because of COVID only.
Yes.
COVID and lockdown.
Yes.
Otherwise, everything is normal.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have a, this is Sridharan here.
Please, sir.
Yeah, I have a suggestion actually. Like, for the sake of the members from Tamil Nadu, we have a liaison office in Chennai. So, is it possible that you can empower that, you can make it as a facilitation center? So that, for the benefit of the members in, Viramani sir is also there, now he can really give that type of momentum,
Sir, this is a very good point. I would say we have our colleague Mr. Mogan Babu, who is working with Pharmaxil. So any queries you have, any information you wanted, he is well equipped with Pharmaxil information. In fact, he is Mogan Babu, and he is working for Pharmaxil. So please reach out to him. The bo.chennai@pharmaxil.com is his email ID. BO Chennai, no? BO is branch office. bo.chennai@pharmaxil.com. So please write to him, and you can also write to MA research@pharmaxil.com. Oh, you can tell where is your office, like where is our office rather? Yeah. So it's in Spencer Plaza, 6th floor. And sir, now if you have these product registration certificates also, which are due for our official authorization, maybe we can authorize him also in the coming days, so that it can facilitate you.
Excuse me, myself, Jayasilan, representing TTK Group. So, but of course, the question is not for me, rather for the small-scale manufacturer. See, actually, what happens when small-scale manufacturer enter into overseas market, he may not be able to invest registration charges. So he requests the importer to register on his behalf. Later, the expenses are adjusted as free goods. How this can be reimbursed by Pharmaxil?
The reimbursement will happen only after a product is registered.
Yeah, once registered, that's what I'm telling. Once registered, he supplies the product and the expenses is amortized in 3 or 4 commercial transactions. Still, whether the small scale manufacturer is eligible for the reimbursement.
Sir, only one simple thing, sir. You are registering a product with, let's say, Indonesia. You have spent how much? $5,000? you have done with the registration, provide us a certificate, we will reimburse you the amount.
Registration is done by the importer
Yeah,
on,
agent,
on,
yes, it is
on,
eligible.
on our behalf,
It is
and
eligible.
later it is adjusted as free goods.
No, 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 no. Yes, yes.
But it is done on his name, the distributor's name. Will be there the registration certificate.
No, no, one of the condition imposed by Parmexel is to, the registration cash has to be sent from our account, company's account, not
Yes.
from the distributor account, in which case how we will reimburse?
Sir, the cost of the product registration, whatever it is there, even if you send it to your distributor also or the agent also, if you can show us the copy, if you establish a link.
The importing country, our dealer there is registering. Okay?
Yeah,
The
even
money is spent by the, say, Indonesian dealer to register the product. Okay? Once the registration comes, when we do the first supply, the money will be adjusted with us. That is what he's telling. We are not putting the money upfront, but registration cost initially paid by the importer. Later, when we are doing the first supply, he is adjusting that money with us. So ultimately,
that is an arrangement between you and your,
yeah.
the
So how to
company.
get the reimbursement is his question.
Sir, ultimately you get the registration certificate.
Yeah.
Okay. So your distributor name is there and your company name is also there.
Yes.
That's it. Enough.
That is what he is
Enough.
asking.
Enough.
No, you are asking proof for money, proof for registration.
Proof of payment is required, sir.
Yeah.
It is required.
No,
It's
proof
required.
of payment is proof of payment is given by the importer, not from India. It is given by the Indonesian importer. How to, if we show in the agreement, suppose if we are showing in the agreement that is
Then you can do one thing. Let your agent pay it and then you establish a contract between you and the distributor. Then that is possible. That is possible.
See, the objective is a small-time manufacturer.
And one more thing, you have to again, even he has paid whatever the adjustment you do, that is not our this thing. So you have to show that you have made the transfer from your bank to the agent.
Say, no,
After post-registration.
no. That's why the objective of the question is to understand a small-scale manufacturer would not be able to spend money initially. So the importer does on his behalf, on the manufacturer behalf, right? Later, the expenses is amortized in the various commercial transactions. We get the invoice, registration fee, registration certificate we can provide, but we cannot provide the money transfer certificate from chartered accountant. So
All
in
right.
that case, whether we
All
are
right.
eligible to
All right. Do send in an email. This is a agreement,
no,
everything,
they
sir.
won't
but
give. That's what I am asking.
agreement is there, everything is there. See, unless until you establish the proof of payment. Yes, sir. This is a specific case wherein we can write to ministry. If agent has paid and that proof is there, then I think yes, we can do it. Okay, the point of free goods, that arrangement. Yeah. Then you should not be coining those things. Okay, Morgan, take a note of it and then send it to the head office. Head office, we will take clarification from the section. If not, we will write to ministry, see, this is the situation and then how do we go about it? That's it. Sir, yes, we are on it. We will support. In case, if there are many transactions like that, we will certainly take it up.
You have shown a debit note from the importer. It shows that it can be shown as a proof. The slide you have shown.
Yes.
So we can get a debit note from the importer and submit the registration certificate with our company name, then you will bring it.
Yes, sir, it is like, there are certain specific cases which will be sent to ministry on case-to-case basis, case-to-case for approval, sir. We will not say, no, we will not reimburse. We will reimburse, we will study the facts, and then we will reimburse. Any more questions you have?
Thank you, Mr. Murali Krishna, for that good session. Can we have Mr. Veeramani sir to wrap up the session?
I think today we had a very interesting session, and our Murali Krishna has given a very good view about what Pharmexcel is doing. As I told you, the beginning itself, Pharmexcel is doing fantastic job. Almost, if you go to a Pharmexcel office, every day they are meeting with some overseas this thing. Now Zoom is also there. They are very much busily engaged, and he has given you a very good idea about MAA scheme and all. Only my request is to share your presentation to Mohan Babu. So Mohan Babu will have it circulated among the to the IDMA members, and the participants can take it from there. And the thing is that one request I would make here is a help desk. It's very, very important, because there are so many things like that they have. If there is a help desk and if they are very active, and that will be very, very helpful to the members, to the exporters and all that. Yeah, that is the only thing we'll have to take care. Otherwise, exporting to export is not just export. See, it gives you a pride. The products you make here, you are going to many countries of the world. See, many of the people who are in the export market we are all more for pride. So our products and our quality, our international standards are gaining acceptance worldwide. So that is every pharma manufacturer and marketeer will take pride in that particular moment. And other thing is that PTUA scheme and all he has said, we will give you more details about that. And there is going to be an international, see, another thing is Pharmexcel is doing is they are trying to gain acceptance for IP. Now recently you would have known that it's accepted in Afghanistan accepted IP. Now 2-3 countries like Ghana, Kenya are all going to accept IP. So more number of countries we are trying to get acceptance so that even IP product can be exported from here. And there's going to be international regulators meet in September, where regulators from all over the world are going to come. India is going to play a role in discussing about harmonization, about inspections, and mutual. Now FTA is going on, free trade agreement, where whatever product which is approved in India, approved by a regulatory authority, should be accepted by other regulatory authorities. They don't have to come for inspection. So mutual recognition, all these things are going on. Pharmexcel is playing a very, very important role in this particular thing. I think this one session may not be sufficient. More sessions, like Subramaniam KVS has mentioned, we will spend more time in enlightening members. But Pharmexcel website is one of the best. If you go through the website, it's very beautifully done. And as he said, 30 reports are there, about 30 country reports. I think more reports have to be put up in this thing and all. I think we will definitely support, Pharmexcel will support exporters. Thank you, Murali, for coming all the way here and supporting this cause of exporters. Thank you.
May I now request Mr. Veeramani to kindly honor the speaker with a shawl and a memento on behalf of Pharmax South. Thank you so much.